guys? Thanks so much for clicking on my channel. We're all smiles over here. I am Will Sanja, just like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep your smile for today and hopefully the answer just you guys. I'm trying not to keep it long, but y'all already know if it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. The golden nugget today is you said I do, but now you don't. Listen, somebody emailed me and asked me if I would do a golden nugget about relationships, and they said that they were married. That's all they told me. And I'm glad that's all they told me, because I don't want to know all their business and details. Listen, when you ask somebody for some assistance or some help, and if they want to know all your business, guess what? They just being nosy. They're just being nosy. People who you go to and ask for help, if they don't want to know your business, those are some good people to trust, okay? So what I did when I saw that, I decided that, hey, pray about this thing, because normally, you know how I get my golden nuggets. I wake up and God just said, hey, we're going to talk about this, or I may hear a song and that's how it goes, but I never really take requests from people. So after seeing that, I asked God, okay, what do you want me to talk about? Did a little prayer and whatnot, a little meditation. And so now whatever's about to come out of my mouth is going to be the first time you hearing it and me hearing it, okay? So it's going to bless you and it's going to bless me, because I'm married too, y'all. I'm a married girl too. Yes, I am. Going on 20 years. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now listen, I'm going to show y'all this before I really get started into talking. This is a book my husband and I, we read on occasion. It says, the love she most desires and the respect he desperately needs. Love and respect. And here's the author right here, y'all, if you guys want to get this book. I got this book years ago. It was a guy on YouTube named Kev on Stage. He's a comedian, but he and his wife Melissa, they had that book and they were talking about it, raving on how good it was for married couples. So you know what your girl did? It's like, my marriage is good, but hey, we can make it better and we can make it best. Yes, we can live our best life married. Yes, we can. So we got it, and it has been a blessing to us. And if you're interested, you can get it. I'm not getting a coin for showing y'all this book, okay? I just want you to have a happy marriage. I want you to be able to manage your marriage with smiles, okay? So let's get into it. Listen. When you get married, you take your vows, right? You take your vows in front of your family, your friends, your co-workers, whether you at an altar, in Maui, on the beach, you say your vows, right? And when you're saying your vows, you are in the moment. The only thing you saying to yourself while you saying those vows and you looking at your man is what? I love myself some him. And when you looking at her while you saying your vows, you just saying, well, I love myself some what? Her. Right? That's all you thinking about. And the honeymoon, of course, hello. Yes. But the thing is, in that moment, that's all you're thinking about. You're not really thinking about the arguments that's going to occur after you get married, or the disagreements after you get married, or the storms that may come after you get married. Or you may just find out that what? You a little jealous, girl. Yes, you got a little jealous spirit on you when you get married. Or you may just find out you a little jealous, man. You got a little jealous spirit on you after you get married. I'm just being honest with it, because honey, I didn't know. Did I just say honey? Yes, I did. Listen, I didn't know I was jealous until after I got married. And I think it was because when I was dating, I didn't have a need to feel jealous. Why? Because I didn't have a ring on it, which means what? That wasn't a guarantee. It really wasn't a guarantee. But when I got the ring, when I got married, I was like, oh, that's what God gave me. So I was real tight and close. Like, where you going? Who, where? I was that kind of girl. But thankfully, I've learned a lot throughout the process, going on 20 years, that listen, it was just a strong love. So listen, I didn't have to be in that space of being jealous, because what? God blessed me with it. Okay, y'all get it, got it good. Okay, yeah. And I don't know, I was talking to somebody out there, because they was like, oh, thank you so much, because I was getting a little jealousy. Okay, I get it. Okay, so now, when you say your vows, like I said, you said it in front of everybody you know and love. And after the I do, after the wedding, then you have to go into what? Living the life of being married, right? Living the life of being married. So now the first couple of years, maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4, you still in that honeymoon state, right? Y'all still holding hands. He's opening the door for you. You saying thank you. You saying, hey, babe, you want me to fix you a sandwich? It could be 3 in the morning. You still doing stuff like that, right? You're doing all of that. But then the time comes where that kind of wears off. Why does it wear off a little bit? Because you're in the hustle and bustle of life, which means what? You're going back and forth to work. Maybe y'all have some kids now, right? Which means what? Now you're dedicated to doing a whole lot throughout the day, and you ain't having no time to prep yourself up to do your hair. You ain't really have no time to pick your afro out and pat it, make it look real nice and make yourself smell good. You ain't having time to do all that. You just know, man, I'm tired. And you're like, ooh, I need some rest. I need this. And you're in that mode. So when your husband comes home from work, you ain't that giddy. Hey, honey, what do you need? You're not in that state because you tired now, right? Or you come home from work, you ain't like, come here, babe, what's up? You ain't like that because what? Man, my back hurt. Hey, food ready? That's all you think? You ain't giving her no compliments now. Why? Because you are living your life, the life being married, right? So the compliments die down, being cute die down, being sexy die down. It does. I'm telling you the truth. It really does. It really does. The thing is, you have to maintain some of that sexiness, some of that some of those compliments. You have to maintain to keep some reserve. You have to remember that. That's what this book talks about, that you have to learn the language of your husband and learn the language of your wife. In other words, you know which things made her smile, and you know what things made him feel macho when you were dating, right? You know that. But somehow along the way, throughout life, kids have come. You've been working hard. You've been on your feet. You've been cooking. You've been taking the kids back and forth to school. You've been working hard, guys. You got 2-3 jobs, whatnot, and you just you got to slacking in those areas, and that's okay because that's normal. That will happen. The thing is that we have to remind ourselves when you're married is that days that your wife is off, she a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, acting a little crazy, she ain't herself, she ain't that person, you know what I'm talking about. Ask my husband, he'll be like, I know what she's talking about. But when she's that way, you're gonna have to get some extra of your 50%, add a little extra to that, right? So that you can compensate for what she's lacking for the day. And the same thing, wives, when your husband comes home and he's grumpy, and he's have had a rough day, you may not know the entails and details, because sometimes guys do not share. They do not communicate the way we do as far as telling every single detail to the T. And since you don't know all of that, when they come home grumpy and maybe they have an attitude and they just in their feelings or whatnot, you're going to have to come up with some extra to balance that out. In other words, you're going to have to give him some extra love. Give him a little massage. Say something nice to him. Bring him his food. Bring his food to him. Don't make him fix his own plate. Cater to him. That's the main time when you need to cater to him. You need to do it for him. Why? Because he don't have that part to give. Are y'all listening to me? He's not able to give you what he's able to give you because he's empty right now. And so now you got to fill him up so that tomorrow he's going to be on his game. Same thing for you guys. You got to fill her up today because she's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But tomorrow, after you fill her up today, we're just saying, honey, just take, you ain't got to fix the plate. I'll fix your plate. Go have a seat. You ain't got to put kids to bed. I'll put the kids to bed. Don't worry about paying that bill. I got it. Don't worry about it. Are you listening to me? And when you do that, then tomorrow her tank is gonna be full, and then she gonna show out. Okay, the old her gonna show out for you. I'm trying to tell you, that's what happens. That's what happens. But the thing is, y'all, when we are not aligned and connected, you knew I was gonna throw that in there. And listen, y'all, I'm already 8 minutes. I should have told y'all up front that this gonna be a long one. But listen, when you're not aligned and connected, which means what? God is at the forefront of your life, moving in and through you, that you're able to see within your journey with some clarity. What happens is when your other partner is not at their best or not able to give you what they're supposed to give you as a husband or as a wife, what you do is allow your ego to take control because you're not aligned and connected. And what your ego will tell you is that he ain't doing this. He ain't doing this. And because he ain't doing this, I ain't gonna do that. Oh, you'll withhold. Yes, you will. Who I'm talking to out there? You know your husband want to be touchy, feely with you, and you going, don't touch me, not tonight. In your dreams, you ain't getting that. I ain't doing this. And you'll get to that space to where you're denying your husband what you know you're supposed to be doing as a wife. And what happens when you do that? And then what? You feel in a certain kind of way because you still ain't getting what you want. And now you got your husband over here, putting him in a position to be tempted by outskirters who are not aligned and connected. And guess what? They don't care if he's married or not. If they see that he is lacking and that he has been getting his good goods and yum yums for you, they gonna say, I got some good goods and yum yums. And then you gonna be over there looking like, I don't know why he cheated. I think he cheated on me. Listen, you put him in that position. You better give your good goods and yum yums to your man, to your husband. Let me put that in the proper state. To your husband, okay? Do that. Don't withhold from him. You ain't hurt nobody but yourself. And I'm telling you the truth. I have never lived by that law. I don't do that. I don't play that game. No, I don't. As a matter of fact, when I was dating, I remember talking to this coworker, and she was married. And I said, oh, I can't wait till when I get married because, oh, it's going to be bliss. And I was just telling her everything. She said, you'll see, honey, you'll see. You're going to have to just make him pay. And I didn't know what she was talking about. And I was like, huh, what do you mean make him pay? She said, sometimes you're not going to be able to give him what he wants. And I knew what she was talking about. And I said, never. Because at the time I was like, God, I'm doing things your way. So I'm going to try to be a good girl and hold my good goods and yum yums to myself. But when I get married, the good goods, yum yums pantry will always be open. Okay? All right, I'm going too far. But y'all get what I'm saying. But I'm saying, y'all, don't withhold yourself from your husband. You ain't hurt nobody but yourself. Because at a point, he'll get used to you saying no. He'll get used to you saying, I have a headache. And even though he ain't doing nothing outside, your marriage, because he's gotten used to you saying no, and now he ain't coming at you the way you wanted him to come at you as far as to beg for some good goods and yum yums. Now it's going to put you in a space where whenever he's here, you're going to think that he's doing something he ain't got no business doing, and that ain't even the case. Which means what? Now you over there paranoid. Now you over there in a state of being jealous. But who put you there? You did. Why? Because you ain't give him your good goods and yum yums. Can I tell you something? Don't nobody want him but you. Really? You really think don't nobody want him but you? I'm telling you the truth. So don't withhold from your husband. Don't do that. Guys, I can't say that's what y'all do. If I did, I may be lying. But I will say this. Sometimes your ego will kick in when you're not aligned and connected. And when your wife ain't doing what all that she need to do, whether or not she ain't cleaning up like she's supposed to, and whether or not she ain't doing her part. She ain't doing her part. So what would you do? You know it's Friday. You know she want to go out to eat. You ain't going to take her though, are you? You know she want a new pair of shoes, but you ain't going to take her to get those new pair of shoes. You know she wants you to pay a certain bill on time or go ahead and pay it off, but you ain't going to do it. You know that she wants some extra cash in her pocket, but guess what? You ain't going to do it. Why? Because your ego stepped in and said, well, if she ain't doing this, I ain't going to do that. And guess what? You out of order too. You're out of order. Listen, when y'all got married, the two of you became one. Doesn't that sound familiar? When you get aligned and connected, you and God become one. So listen, if you and your wife are not operating as one, guess what? You most certainly are not operating with one with God. Did you hear that loud and clearly? Did you hear that loud and clearly? If you ain't pampering your wife and taking care of your wife the way you supposed to, I don't care how much money you making, and I don't care how much little money you making. If you ain't doing your job as a husband, you are out of order. And if you ain't doing your job as a wife, you are out of order. You are. You know, there are some people, some men who withhold the finances. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The wife don't know what's going on in the financial area. Some husbands won't even give their wives their credit cards to go shopping with, just for groceries. Some husbands ain't even buying groceries in the house. You hear me? Does that sound right to you? No, it's out of order. Some husbands aren't sharing. You have couples that they're together but yet separate. This is my stuff and this is your stuff. Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. This mine. Who had my stuff? Listen, when you become one, it's all y'all's. I don't care who bought it. I don't care who's out there working, making the money. Are you listening? It both belongs to you because you're one. You're one. So if you're not in a state where you can come together and realize that you are one and you should operate as one, then both of y'all are out of order. That's why you're unhappy. That's why you're having problems. That's why you are what? Saying, I don't. You used to say, I do. Honey, let me get a little of that. Okay, I'll do it. Baby, can I have a little of that? Okay, I'll do it. It was always yes. Yeah, I'll do that for you. I'll do it. Now, no, I don't. I don't want that. I don't want to do that. I don't want no part of that. It's I don't now. And like I said, I'm not necessarily talking about you don't as far as you wanting a divorce. I'm saying you don't as far as you ain't doing what you was doing before you got married. Or I'll say when you first got married. Yeah. You ain't being nice. You ain't being sweet. Another thing, ladies, you got to watch how you talk to your man. Remember? Respect. The respect he desperately needs. You know, some ladies talk to their husbands like little kids. I remember being on the phone with somebody, and I know they had kids, right? And they were talking, they were just going, I know you ain't do that. Did you wait to that? And I was like, oh, you talking to the so-and-so son, the son? She said, no, I'm talking to my husband. I was like, what? You talking to your husband? No, you're not. Are you? But I didn't say that to them because listen, I don't deal in that when people business, okay, unless they pull me in it. Then I come from the inspiration and advice from God. Because listen, I don't want you to blame me the reason why you ain't loving your husband no more. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with that, okay? My thing is, you gotta watch your mouth. You gotta respect your man. You gotta respect him. Put some respect on his name. You know what's on belt. You got to put some respect on his name. You can't be talking to him like he's a little kid. He's a grown man. Don't emasculate him. You wonder why he acting the way he's acting. Because you've been talking to him like a little kid. That man think he about to get over there and get a whipping. Not that kind of spanking, okay? He ain't about to get a spanking. I said a whooping, okay? All right. You know, we talk about marriage, okay? So I can say that. But listen, you got him thinking over there like he finna be in trouble. Like he finna get a whipping. You got to respect him. Don't you want him to talk to you sensibly and talk to you like a queen? You can't expect him to talk to you like a queen if you talking to him like he a slave. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And guys, you can't expect your wife to treat you like a king if you treating her like what? She doesn't matter. You know what your wife deserves. You do. And that's why you both have to come together. Because I'm telling you, it feels quite crazy for you to do good for somebody and they treat you like trash. That's what I'm saying. If both of y'all want to be treated well, then both of y'all got to come together at the same time. Because it feels weird for somebody to say, well, just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know that's how hard that is? Do you know how hard it is to be nice to somebody when they're being mean to you? It's easy to be nice to somebody when they're being nice to you. So listen, if you can be nice to him, he'll be nice to you. But if both of y'all sitting down watching me right now, if you want the love that you so deserve, and you want the respect that you so deserve, then y'all got to give it at the same time. You can't just say, he got to love me first, then I'm going to respect him. Oh, no. No. We ain't doing that. No, we ain't. No. I ain't going to show her love until she show me some respect. No. Here's the thing. When God knows that he has joined you together and God sees that you are really, really trying to do what is right, you ain't got to worry about a thing. If that individual, your wife, ain't getting it together, God knows how to correct it. Now, I can't tell you how he's going to correct it, but however he correct it, let him correct it. Let him correct it. And in some people's cases, I will say this, God removed them. And maybe they got married on, but God removed them and put the right person that maybe not wasn't ever supposed to be your wife. He'll put somebody there that would do that one wouldn't do. You get me? Y'all hear me? Same thing with your wives. Do what you're supposed to do. If he want a little some of your good yums, give it to him. Don't worry about that. He ain't doing his part. You show God that I'm going to stick to my vows that I made unto you. Because you ain't really make your vows to your husband. You were making those vows to God. So if you can just stay in the role of the vows that you promised God that you was going to do for your husband, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then if that man, that husband, don't get on board and start complimenting and doing his part, God knows how to move him out the way and put somebody else in his life. And God will put somebody in your life that will do what he was supposed to do in the first place. Even though that person that's coming in new, when they were supposed to be your husband. But God said, okay, you ain't doing right, we're going to replace. That's what happened. But you have to ask yourself, are you really doing everything that you made a vow to God about? Are you doing every single thing that you vowed to God that you would do for your husband? Are you doing every single thing that you vowed to God that you would do for your wife? 9 times out of 10, I guarantee that answer ain't yes. I'm talking to myself. It's hitting me first. You got to ask yourself, am I really doing everything I vowed to God? Because see, some of y'all think y'all made those vows to man. That's why you think you can break them. Ha! Did I say a mouthful? That's why you think you could say, I don't. I want a divorce. I want to get out. I don't want this. That's why it's easy for you to do that, because you think you actually did the vows and said the vows to your husband or to your wife, when really you didn't. You said your vows to God. God first, source of all resources. So now, like I said, you got to ask yourself, did I or am I doing every single thing that I vowed to God that I would do for my husband or for my wife? When you get to the answer of it being yes, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. God gonna make that thing right. He is. Are y'all listening to me? So listen, do your part. That's a your. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Georgia. Y'all know how slang I get sometimes. Y'all family, so I can talk, ladies, okay? All right. So listen, do your part. Do it. And watch how your marriage will turn around. Give your wife the love that she needs and desires. Give your husband the respect that he needs and desires. Now listen, don't get it twisted. Don't just think that only the woman deserves some love. Because guess what? Even though you're giving the husband some respect, he still want to feel love too. And don't get it twisted that just because you giving the man, your husband, some respect, guess what? Your wife still want to have some respect about herself too. You still got to respect her as well. You ain't just going to give her love and disrespect her. You still have to love her and give her respect. Okay? She just doesn't need as much respect as you do. Same way that you don't need as much love as she does. You get what I'm saying? So listen, y'all work with each other. And I told you, if you are not operating as one vessel, the two shall become one as husband and wife, then I'm telling you, you're not operating as one with God, being aligned and connected. Once you get into that mode of being one with your husband and with your wife, then you'll be back on track, being in alignment with God, which means what? Now God is at the forefront of both of y'all lives, moving in and through you all, thus you're able to see within your journey with some clarity. And the clarity help you to understand, oh, he didn't mean what he said. Oh, she didn't mean what she said. Oh, okay, I know what she wants. Y'all will be finishing each other's sentences. You'll be bringing her flowers and roses. You'll be buying him some extra ties, some shirts and shoes and whatnot. You'll be fixing his favorite meals. You'll be in there cooking up, whipping up some. Oh, my man gonna be here. Let me whip up something right quick for him. Yeah, you tell the kids, hey, get in there, clean up that living room. Your daddy gonna be here in a little bit. Get it together, because I got some plans tonight. Get it together. I want it to be right when he get here. Yeah. What you fix, mom? Fixing your daddy's favorite food. Yeah. You ain't gonna get the biggest piece. No, that big piece of steak belongs to your dad. You get a little small one over there. Yes. See, Atlas is over here, amen to me. He knows it's right. I'm right about it. Yes, I am. So you'll be in that space to where you'll feel the love. You'll feel the love. Have you ever wondered why sometimes you may talk to certain individuals and they may be married, and then you talk to them and they could be saying, I'm so sick of him. Also, man, she getting on my nerves. And you think it's over. But then a week later, you call them or you call your friend. You're like, oh, stop now. Oh, I got you. All right. And you hear them, you're like, wait a minute. Last week, I thought I for sure y'all. That's because what? Love is always there. Y'all see the shirt? Love is always there. It's only when you're not aligned and connected, when you can't sync up as one with being married. That's what I'm telling you. The love is always there. The I do is always there. I'll say that. You just got to get aligned and connected so that you have the clarity, so that you understand that you and your husband are one. And you got to operate like that. You got to operate. Y'all move together. If y'all doing things separately, if you ain't keeping your wife in the loop of what's going on, listen, you know what things that will cause your wife to be disrespected and feel like she's not loved. So don't do those things. If you're talking to certain people on your job and you know that they're a little flirty, you stay away from them people because you know your wife don't like that and you know you playing with fire. Hey, do I have to go into details? You already know. I used to tell people, listen, married people, it's kind of hard for them to hang out with single people because single people get lonely sometimes, okay? Single people get lonely. And when they start looking at you that you married and you treat your wife good, they start looking at you and they see that you treat your husband really, really well, they may stop looking abroad to see if their husband or wife is out there, and eyes may get to be wet on you. Are you listening to me? So you got to be careful with that as well. I'm not telling you can't have any single friends. I'm just saying be watchful and also prayerful, okay? And make sure if you do have a single friend, you make sure your husband is in the mix at all times. Are you listening to me carefully? Yeah. If they call your house to ask to talk to you, they better ask to speak to your husband first. If they call to want to speak to you, they better ask to speak to your wife first. Hey, I'll talk to you. Like, let me speak to your wife. Hey, how you doing? That's how I am. If I see somebody in a store, especially if I'm out of town, and I know them and I know they're married, if their wife is there and they go, hey girl, what's that? I said, I got to get a wife hug for her. What's wrong with you? Show her some respect. You single people out there, if you got some married friends, respect their significant other. Because if you don't, it will appear that you are up to what? No good. Are y'all single people listening? Okay? I hope so. If they ain't listening, share this with your single friends, okay? Because there has to be a line to what? To show that what? You respect your husband and you most certainly love your wife, okay? Y'all got it good? I hope I said it. Oh! I'm at 27, almost 30 minutes, y'all. I told y'all this will be a long one, but I just had to get on here and talk about that. Why? Because I want everybody to be in an awesome marriage. And listen, I'm not saying the marriage is going to be a smooth road all the time. It's not, because you're learning about each other. It sometimes be like this. You be like, wait a minute. What kind of ride is this? What kind of ride is this? You don't know what's going on. But eventually it smooths out. Why? Because that's a learning experience. Why? Because you are constantly growing. As you get anniversaries going on and whatnot, you'll find that there's some things that your husband don't like anymore. You're going to be like, what? Which means what? You got to change. In other words, you got to adapt to his change. And vice versa. Some things your wife don't tolerate and don't like anymore. Which means what? You're going to have to change. In other words, adapt to what she no longer likes. You have to adapt to what's new to her now. A lot of times, let me say this and I think I'll be finished, okay? A lot of times, y'all, we get to a space to where we are comfortable with our spouses, right? Husband or wife. We get comfortable with where they are, okay? And then when they begin to change, you don't like it. So you bring it, well, you didn't change. You didn't used to do this. No, I didn't, because I've grown now. That's something that I don't do anymore. Something I don't like anymore. Something I don't tolerate anymore. I don't like that when you do that. I don't like that when you go there. I don't like that when you talk to them. I don't like that. You're changing. So your level of taste goes up. And if you want to keep the road smooth, then you're going to have to go up with your husband or go up with your wife. You're going to get to that same level. In other words, adapt to how they're changing. Don't get upset with them because they're changing. You want them to grow, right? You want the best for them, right? Exactly. Sometimes, you may not feel like it's fair that they're changing. But I can tell you this, if they are changing, for the better for themselves, and you best believe it's going to be better and best for you. It is. It is. And listen, let me say this and then I'm going to go. We all know the regular duties, we'll say per se, that is required of a wife and of a husband. Wife take care of the household, the kids, cleaning up, just things of that nature. Being a helpmate, being that supporting person in the corner or whatever. Just being their rock to lean on. Being there to lift them up. Being there a prayer warrior, praying for them while they're at work and stuff. And the husband is to do what? Go out and provide and still protect, right? And still praying for the family and stuff, right? Those are the main things that we know, right? Can I say this? Husbands, if your wife isn't working, don't make her feel bad because she ain't bringing in no coin. Because that's on you. That's on you. If you need more money in the household, pray, seek God, and ask him, what else can you do to bring in more coin that won't cause more stress on you? God will do it. God will fix it. Well, he'll put you in a job, put you on a job, or give you your own job. You've been an entrepreneur to where you're doing less hours, less heavy lifting, and now you're making more money. So don't make your wife feel bad that she doesn't have a job and that she ain't bringing in the coin. Are you listening to me? And wives, if your husband ain't really, neat like you would like him to be neat, your job is to what? Keep things tidy up. Yeah, it's a new world right now where women do what they want to do. That's cool. I'm all for that. But if you married, don't get in your marriage thinking you ain't got to do that because you your own woman, but you married. No, you still got to get in there, cook, clean, take care of them kids. And when you step outside the door, then you go be superwoman, okay? But when you come in the house, Clark Kent is home. Superwoman isn't needed, okay? Okay, somebody may be mad at me for saying that, but I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Oh, you can still be the superhero, but listen, let your husband be the superhero, okay? Let him reign king over the household, okay? So if he ain't as tidy, don't get upset because he ain't cleaning up. Don't get upset because he ain't doing certain things, I've known some people where, they have babies and they have the husband change the diaper. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you ain't doing none of the motherly duties, come on now. Guys, don't say amen. She looking right at you. She know it's the truth. And ladies, don't say amen because he looking right at you. You know it's the truth. Y'all work together. You are a beautiful union. Don't let nobody divide that. Matter of fact, God says what he has put together, no man can put asunder, which means the outskirt can put asunder. Okay? Are you listening to me? So listen, remember who you made the vows to. You made them to God. I know you think you made them to your husband, you made them to your wife, but you really made them to God. You got to keep your end of the deal. God's going to make sure everything is together. You got to hold up your end. Be the wife. Be the husband that God has called y'all to be. This was a long one. We had 33 minutes, okay? I hope y'all stuck with it. Those of you who did, thank you so much. And listen, you're going to benefit from it. Let me show y'all this book again because you may want to go out and get it. Like I said, I'm not getting a coin at all for this, but it is Love and Respect, the love she most desires, and the respect he desperately needs. And here's the author at the bottom, okay? Y'all get it? And y'all read. You got to read it every night. You don't want to tire yourself out, okay? Just read, a few paragraphs every other night, okay? And don't just pick it up and read it when you having a hard time. Pick it up and read it when y'all laughing and having a good time, just to keep things going. Matter of fact, babe, hey, listen, we need to read this tonight, okay? If you want to, if you feel like it, we can read it tonight, okay? But listen, y'all, seriously, it's gonna be all right. Everything is always all right. You just have to make sure you stay aligned and connected, which means what again? God is at the forefront of your life, moving in and through you. That you receive within your journey with some clarity. And when you have that clarity, then you'll always be in your forever I do. You'll be over there saying, I'm still married and happy. and in love. It's honeymoon time every night, every day, every evening. Okay, I'm gonna stop, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You'll always be in your forever I do. I'll talk to y'all soon. I hope y'all got it. Hopefully y'all got it. Hopefully I wasn't as rambly and wasn't all scatterbrained, because I could hear it coming in my head and I was trying to spit it out as it was coming in my head, okay? So hopefully it came out the way it's supposed to come out, and I hope y'all got it. But if you didn't get this thing, rewind it and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have the mask of smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. Listen, y'all, it's a long one. I kind of apologize, but because I believe it was really needed, especially since I had somebody to email me and ask me to speak on it, it's worth it. Talk to y'all soon. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what's